5 disturbing ghost videos that will boost your fear tolerance. Do you remember that feeling when you watched The Conjuring for the first time? That feeling of being unable to sleep at night, of constantly checking if your doors were locked? That's the feeling we're going to invoke today. Welcome to Just Scary, the channel that brings you the most spine-chilling content online. Abandoned Hospital. A group of paranormal investigators decided to explore an abandoned mental hospital known for its haunted reputation. They set up cameras in various spots of the hospital to capture any paranormal activities. While investigating, they heard strange noises from one of the hospital rooms. They quickly turned on the cameras and captured something truly terrifying. On the camera footage, they listened to a ghostly noise. Ooh, that's eerie. They later mentioned that they also saw a wheelchair rolling towards them, but unfortunately they could not record it. The figure around the wheelchair had a dark aura surrounding it. The investigators were stunned and could not believe what they saw. When they reviewed the footage later, they discovered that the ghostly noise was only there for a little while, but it was enough to scare just about anyone. Exploring an abandoned hospital itself is a stupid idea, but the fact that it was a mental hospital makes things even worse. Some of the terrifying haunted stories come from psych wards and mental hospitals, so be safe guys, and don't go on such stupid adventures. This clip will make you question whether ghosts are real and if they can harm you. If you thought the abandoned hospital was scary, wait to see what happened to this guy in the next clip. Haunted House. A family moved into a new house and soon noticed some strange occurrences. Doors would slam shut on their own, objects would move independently, and strange noises could be heard throughout the house. One night, the family set up a camera in their living room to capture paranormal activity. As the guy in the clip just stood up and exited the room, the camera picked up some strange movements. When they reviewed the footage later, they were shocked to discover a light-emitting figure hovering around the room. After posting this video online, many viewers speculated that this was an orb, and they are generally harmless when they are a bit bigger than this one and move around slowly. But since this orb was going all around the room at a crazy speed, it meant it was trying to summon an evil spirit. The family was terrified and decided to move out of the house immediately. We know this clip must have made you afraid of the dark and what could be lurking in your own house. The family in the haunted house was not the only one to experience this. They reported hearing voices, seeing apparitions, and feeling oppressive forces at their home. One even claimed to have been physically attacked by an unseen force. This family's experience was just the latest in a long line of terrifying encounters in that house. Hotel. A guest staying at a hotel started to notice some strange noises during their stay. They would hear strange noises at night and feel a presence in the hallway right outside their hotel suite. One night, as they were in the room, they noticed a horrifying sound that was slightly muffled at first. The guest quickly called reception to report what they heard, but the receptionist did not believe them. However, they did send a guy to check it out, and what happened next is truly terrifying. So, the guy went upstairs to check on the guest. He noticed that the hallway was really cold, more than it should be normally. He then suddenly heard a very creepy screeching noise, and that scared the hell out of him. He wasn't sure what to do at first, but he had a job to finish, so he checked up on the guest and returned to the reception. At first he thought that what he might have heard could have been just his imagination. However, he decided to check the footage from the CCTV camera in the hallway, and what he saw terrified him. The voice he heard had been recorded in the camera as well. It was a woman, and she was screeching. Ugh. That's a lot of horrors, and we still have 2 more clips to cover. We hope that you guys came prepared. It turned out that the building was constructed on the site of an old hospital where many patients had died. The previous hotel staff had been trained to ignore any reports of paranormal activity and dismiss them as the guest's imagination. But after the incident with the guest, the hotel management had no choice but to acknowledge the hotel's haunted past. Our spy spirit contacted us and told us you must subscribe to the channel right now. If you don't, that spirit will haunt you. So just push the red button if you don't want that to happen. Remember to hit the bell icon and the like button as well. After spending the night in a haunted hotel, you might think a graveyard would be a welcome break. But for this group of friends, their visit to the cemetery turned out to be just as terrifying. Graveyard. A group of friends decided to visit a graveyard at night and try to communicate with the dead. They set up a camera and started to ask questions, hoping to get some responses from the other side. As they were recording, they began to hear strange noises and see movements. When they reviewed the footage later, they discovered a ghostly figure lurking behind them. Okay, now this can't get any more terrifying. Why would you ever want to go to a cemetery in the middle of the night? These people are either really brave or just plain dumb. But that's not it. They kept hearing these noises around the bushes, and after some time, they talked among themselves. They decided that it was too horrifying to continue this exploration. They got out from the graveyard safely, but what if they had decided to stay a little further and something ominous happened to them? Yeah, that's the thing. We can never play around when it comes to paranormal activities. This clip must have given you a rational and healthy fear of graveyards and what could be lurking in their darkness. The cemetery where the hikers encountered the ghostly figure also had a dark history. Let's make the smart move here and never try to do something like what these people attempted to do. If you thought graveyards were spooky, wait to see what happens to these hikers in a haunted forest. Haunted forest. Is this clip going to educate us on how to navigate through the forest when out on a hike? Well, not exactly. This group of enthusiastic paranormal hikers decided they wanted some real adventures, and because of that, they somehow landed in the most haunted forest they could find. In the beginning, everything was going alright. However, things started getting spooky soon enough. Yep. So they were going around the forest, talking to each other, and we can see in the clip that they were having fun. But their joy was very short-lived when suddenly one of the hikers pointed out something strange. The other group members were trying to determine what this guy was trying to make them notice. However, they didn't discard his words and decided to move cautiously. But what happened next was more terrifying and life-threatening than the love story in the Twilight series. So the hikers were just starting to get a bit more casual and less alert in the forest when suddenly they heard a rustling sound around the trees. Initially, they thought it must have been the wind blowing through the leaves. But soon they realized there was no breeze going around in the forest. This scared them quite a bit. And then one of the hikers said they saw a figure moving around the bushes. Well, that was the last straw for this group, as they decided they had enough of the paranormal trauma of that day. They just packed up and left the forest. And with that, we come to the ending of today's terrifying video. We hope you could handle these clips and that they helped you boost your fear tolerance. Remember, if you want to see more spine-chilling content like this, you just need to hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell. You can also check out our other ghost videos on the channel. Until next time, this is Just Spooky, signing off.